Hi everybody, Jody Marketplace Boutique. Wow, this week I have been cleaning out my eBay room. It's spring and there's some stuff that I just haven't listed. I love to refresh in spring and drop some of those items off at local auction. I've been noticing that some things are worth quite a bit of money. Can you guess what they are? Well, it certainly isn't these glasses. These glasses were supposed to be a teal blue, like the light. They came in looking like my backyard, like muck. You could probably see the item through the glasses, right? Anybody guess what I'm talking about? There's something out there that can be worth quite a bit of money. Thank you, Backyard Trucker, for this cup. It's awesome. I'm talking about coffee mugs. So coffee mugs are really easy to find, really easy to list, easy to ship, and you know, some of them can sell for quite a bit of money. Some of them not. I'll show you the ones that I'm getting rid of. Which ones are more valuable than others? After my coffee. Ah, oh, coffee's so good. Okay, and here are some box lots that I'm getting ready to take to a local auction. And these are something I just find sourcing. Sometimes you can get a lot of these, as in this case, in box lots when you have an auction. Some of these might be kind of neat, but really they're just kind of all generic kind of mugs. If you list these would probably sit around forever. But these things are probably going to sit forever. So I would just get rid of them. I mean, of course you can list anything on eBay, especially under collectibles. They're pretty much free. However, something like this, I don't want this sitting around, and I'm clearing out my eBay listing area, and this is what's gonna go. And I have some other lots of dishes that I'm just putting together, making a nice lot, and this is going locally. Okay, and let's talk about Starbucks, as I'm actually drinking Panera, and they're both very good coffees, I have to say. Now, coffee mugs are something that you can find in your cabinet. Pretty much, I would say, I would think anybody has coffee mugs, and people definitely get rid of their coffee mugs when they have too many, or they've, collected too many, or they just don't like them, or people are moving, they get rid of them. Starbucks Ayajima mug, 2002 Barista, USA Scenic Series, USA Patriotic. Okay, now you won't believe this. You won't even believe this, but this is true. This one sold for $19,000. What? Somebody has way too much money on their hands to spend that on a coffee mug. I did not even spend that on the family car, but somebody has spent that on this coffee mug. If you see this coffee mug, keep your eye out. I see these Starbucks coffee mugs, not this certain one, but different ones from flea markets all the time, and thrift stores. Oh my goodness. Thrift stores have so many coffee mugs, especially the nicer thrift stores. And here's a rare John Wayne cast and crew coffee mug. So this is from a movie, and this sold for $6,500. There are a lot of cast members that work on movies, so that's pretty neat. This isn't something everybody can just go to Walmart and get, so how cool is this? And look at, they even had John Wayne sign it when they cast these coffee mugs. That's so cool. That's very neat. $6,500. So keep your eye out, for those movies. Even if it's not a cast and crew, people like to collect certain movies. This one sold for $5,700. And here's White Castle hamburgers. Now I know I've bought White Castle from Costco. Now I don't eat meat, but my kids always like the White Castle hamburgers. And this is the early White Castle hamburgers coffee mug advertising. Ohio China Company. This is neat. It's very plain looking, just kind of keep your eye out for those early pieces of different places. I know that I am getting rid of some local things, but I just don't want to keep these sitting around. Now, White Castle is a bigger branch, known bigger than, say, like the State Bank down the road. So keep your eye out for these White Castle, these, like the McDonald's, things like that. These will sell pretty well. Okay, and here's the coffee mug that sold for over $1,700. And this is something else I want to talk about is coffee mugs from different places, especially places that people travel. And if it's a traveling place and they get home and say, "Hey, I didn't really buy any souvenirs," or "We had so much fun on vacation that I didn't buy anything," people might go back or people might reminisce about where they went and want a souvenir from that area or something that says that. So here is a Starbucks coffee mug from a place that people travel. So keep your eye out for traveling. $1,400 and it says 2 mugs, so they must have had 2 listings. It's actually a really good photo. It looks like they took it in a photo box, black background. It makes it stand out really, really nice. Great photo. And this was $15 shipping for 2 mugs, and wow, this is amazing. Now, when I was growing up, we were only allowed Captain Crunch, so I never really had cereal that often. But yeah, these are neat, and they have kind of a milk glass look on the inside. There's Captain Crunch. How fun is he? I'm sure all of you remember Captain Crunch, right? And there's the bottom. And it's got an anchor, so it might be like an anchor hawking that produces. Very, very nice. This one sold for over $12.25, and this is a cat and the mouse. Look at how detailed this coffee mug is. I wouldn't even want to touch this, clean it, use it. Can you imagine? This would definitely be one of those things if I ever had one, which I would probably sell it if I did. But if I did, I would never touch it. Would you drink out of this coffee mug? Cat and mouse coffee mug, sculpture art, face jug, maker Mitchell Grafton. Wow, that's cool. It's very cool. I like it as art and maybe put some flowers in it. I don't know. I think I'd be too scared to use it. Okay, this sold for $1,100. And of course, there are those name brands out there, right? There's always those name brands that will sell well. I actually prefer not to sell those name brands. But if you do see them, you could probably sell them. I would probably try to authenticate them before you sell them. It's always an option. It's always something to keep your eye out for. These sold for $920, and this is one. And this is McDonald's Swainton. You deserve a break today. And it's got this nice milky milk glass coffee mug. It's kind of got that D design on the handle. And this is a vintage Anchor Hawking Fire King McDonald's milk glass coffee mug. And from a place in Ohio. This is really cool. I can remember when McDonald's used to actually use coffee mugs. Very neat. McDonald's is probably a staple to all of our childhoods, right? Okay, here's a coffee mug and a plate, and this sold for $859. It's definitely different. When you look at it, you just think, oh, well, that's something I don't see every day. That's different. Turn the coffee cup around and see what's under there. And this is an Arabia, Finland exclusive 2000 Millennium mug. That was a great find. Here's a coffee cup that sold for $700. And I just want to mention that Barand, if you find stuff from there, usually sells really good. It's kind of hard to find things from that area, but they are around. And I have found some from different auctions that I've gone to, and the stuff from there really sells well. So if you see things from Iran, and here's a coffee cup from Starbucks, $700. Here's a vintage Milk Farm restaurant logo, Syracuse, China, from Dixon, California. And this is a restaurant cup. So maybe you went to a restaurant when you were a kid, or you went to a restaurant when you were traveling and you really liked it and you wanted a little memory. I definitely have memories from Colonial Kitchen. So, people like to go back to their childhood and have those childhood kind of memories. So this one sold, and I bet you they visited this at one time. Really cute restaurant logos, sell great, especially in places people visit. Okay, with shipping, this one sold for around $900, and this is a Fire King Peanut Snoopy President Butternut for Bread coffee mug. So it says plus 12 mugs, so I'm assuming it was a lot of 12. This is super cute. I mean, doesn't everybody love Snoopy? And butternut bread is something that was made around here. So you've got several things going on. You have probably a presidential election that year. You had butternut bread, and you have Snoopy, dog, things like that that will make this sell for more money. Definitely keep your eye out for those peanuts items. They're super cute too. This one sold for over $550. Now, this is a glass mug. And, my eye doesn't always go towards the glass. I like glass. But I am one who doesn't really pay attention too much to glass. So here is a rare Anchor Hocking Fire King glass Kimberly mug. Now, the word Fire King, the fact that it's a Fire King mug is going to make it sell. Fire King is very sought after. It's definitely worth something to the vintage people that like vintage like I do. We love Fire King. This sold for $456 plus shipping. And here's that Fire King I was talking about. Now this I would look at and say, okay, that's probably Fire King. And this is that nice jadeite color Ronnie's Donut Shop, Orlando, Florida, advertising coffee mug. Now Orlando's a really good place for people to visit. There's Disneyland or Disney World or whatever it is over there. All different kinds of places. Orlando is a really big travel destination. Plus, it's definitely warmer. So you've also got, you've got Fire King, you've got Orlando, you've got donuts. I mean, who doesn't like a donut? You got Ronnie's Coffee Shop. Those are things that all go into that together to make it worth quite a bit of money. Okay, and things with the Queen have definitely gone up in price. This one sold for around $3.99, and this is a Royal Collection Trust Queen Elizabeth Platinum Jubilee Crest Mug, 70th with box. That's actually very pretty. Wow, look at all the detail. Now, a lot of these cute little mugs that have a ton of detail are usually kind of worth a little bit more. Keep your eye out for those really detailed pieces. And stuff with a queen is definitely going up in price. Here's a coffee mug that sold for $360, and this is a Ray Dunn Crown coffee mug teacup, and it is discontinued. Now, there is a lot of Ray Dunn things out there, but it is also a brand name that people like to collect. People like the simplicity of it. People like the little sayings that go with it. It's nice and black and white. It's very simple. Keep your eye out for this crown. The crown is what makes it sell well. And here's some that sold for $255. Here's a Mackenzie's Child Scottish bouquet mugs with plates, cookie plate and egg plate. And here's a little set. Now, I've seen a bunch of the Mackenzie's Childs even per piece going in. Some of them can get very detailed, and those detailed pieces are worth a lot more than just the regular coffee mugs, but definitely keep your eye out for those name brands like Mackenzie's Child. Okay, everybody, I hope you learned something new and had a little bit of fun with me. I definitely have fun making these for you, and I hope that when you're out and about at a thrift store, flea market, or garage sale that you can find something cool to flip on eBay. Have a great day, everybody. Bye. Well, I hope you enjoyed that, everybody. I hope you learned something new, and I hope this makes you aware of what to keep your eye out for when you're at those garage sales, estate sales, flea markets, auctions, church sales. Church sales are a really good place to find these too. Okay, I hope you have a good day. It's finally spring, but snowing here still in Michigan. Bye.